Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's time for today's edition of the Daily Stand-Up. Without any further ado, let's get started. Lee Henson here from AgileDad, and what I can tell you is I love when we receive emails from people asking us questions. And today we're going to cover one of those emails. This email, the person asked to remain unnamed, which we will honor. They said, how can we reduce the amount of communications overhead we have in our organization? And they start out with, how can I reduce the number of meetings that we have in teams and increase the value the team gets out of the meetings that they must attend? I work for company XYZ. It's staffed by 40% contractors. And majority of those contractors aren't even in the country or are way far away from where we are today, and everyone's working remote. A good chunk of the employees are on weird schedules. It's early days. We're still trying to figure things out. But the biggest issue that we see that we have is communication. We spent a long time getting to agreement on what our next steps should be. And the CEO and other top leaderships, seem to just forget within 24 or 48 hours about the agreement that they made. And we build things, and it just defeats the whole purpose of planning and meeting. And it doesn't build any kind of commitment across the team. This is a nightmare. I've seen this before, and this is rough. I'm telling you right now that this is one of the hardest things to overcome. When you have individuals who are in leadership positions who are making agreements just for the sake of making agreements and allowing the team to lock them down and say, hey, you committed to these 3 things or you committed to these 2 things, what winds up happening is you get disgruntled leadership because they do agree, but then when they see it, they're, well, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I agreed to, because they can't come to terms with the things that they actually agreed to because those things don't make sense to them. I know it sounds silly or crazy, but that's just the way that falls. In addition, when the team finds that they're just spending time in meeting after meeting after meeting, it becomes hard for them to trust that meetings are going to add value, especially when they're just in a meeting for the sake of being in a meeting. The truth is, the number one meeting killer, so to speak, as far as reason to be in meetings is status reports, status update, to figure out where people are. And this in turn is a sign that leadership has been burned before and that they're not exactly trusting the increment that the team is building. And they don't have confidence that what you're building is in line with their strategic vision and strategy. So, now that I got all that out there, the question becomes, how do we realign our focus so that we have a proper vision and strategy? And how do we get leadership to understand that, hey, they can say, yep, that's it, give you a thumbs up, and walk away and be fine? And I think that that's the key. Too many times leadership can, give you the thumbs up and say, yeah, that's what I want. But then they want to stick their thumb on the pulse of it to make sure that it really is what they want, even though they weren't really sure what they agreed to. This person goes on and says, every time we run into any change of any kind, even a tiny meeting, even tiny, a holistic meeting is required. Trying to establish any ritual, meeting type, or purpose that's regularly scheduled gets tossed because we have so many people that are on inconsistent schedules. Once again, this is a symptom. This is a symptom of not having a solid meetings guide in place, and it's a symptom of having outstanding debt, and it's a symptom of not having strong leadership in your Scrum Master position as well as in your Agile coaching position. Here's the easy way, and I love this sentence. I'm going to read this one sentence. It says, it feels as someone who is an upper middle management at essentially what is a startup company that has a slew of overhead of time in meetings is greater in value than the people who are doing the work. Yeah, that right there says it all. You can't have this middle management mentality when it comes to applying Agile in your organization. If you have layered management, that already is a sign that something's wrong. You should have as flat of an organization as possible. You don't want to have all these different tiers of people. And once you have those flat organization, then you can have only the meetings that you need to have and time box those meetings with a strong time box. Make sure you come in with a clear agenda. Make sure you have the right participants invited. And I think once you do those steps, then the meetings will immediately start adding value. And I couldn't encourage you more. Go out and download the Agile Meetings Playbook. Not trying to self-promote here, but it is by far one of the best guides on the internet to help you understand what you should be doing in Agile meetings. What are the expected inputs and outputs? What meetings should you be having? How do you get alignment? It even discusses a little bit about how to engage and do this with remote teams. And I think that if you have this type of guide, that this is going to help you focus and it's going to help you gain the knowledge that you need so that you can get one step ahead of everybody else and make sure you understand what you should be doing and how you can have a better impact, right? And I think that, more organizations need to regain this focus. I think that meetings have been a killer of many Agile implementations, and I think that it's finally time for that to stop. So, I hope you enjoyed a short edition today. As always, we encourage you to tune in to the Daily Stand-Up Podcast and visit agiledad.com where you can learn more about this topic and many others. If you have a topic you want to hear on the Daily Stand-Up Podcast episode, make sure you reach out to us right away. Learn more, LEARNMORE at agiledad.com. We'd love to hear from you. Take care. Stay well. Stay healthy, my friends. Stay agile. Until next time, do take care.